On November 19, 2013, 17-year-old Jesus Huerta Fernandez died of a close-range gunshot wound which grazed his lower lip and perforated his skull while in the custody of the Durham City Police Department. In addition to the internal criminal and administrative investigations by the Durham Police Department, an external and objective investigation by the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation was initiated. After having received and reviewed the complete State Bureau of Investigation file, the Chief Medical Examiner's report, relevant North Carolina State Crime Laboratory reports, physical evidence, and forensics photograph, the Durham County District Attorney has found that there is not probable cause to charge a crime in Jesus Huerta's death. Our condolences go to the grieving family and friends of Jesus Huerta Fernandez. Thank you very much.
Who were you guys? Were you guys looking at anybody specific in this investigation?
We were examining the entire report from the SBI, I'm sorry.
Judge, we didn't get to see the SBI report. Did the agency or did your department find any fault with what Durham did, or whether it was criminal or not?
We found, well, we don't look at anything if it's not criminal. So we didn't find any criminal probable cause to charge anyone with any crimes in connection with that death.
Having read the SBI report, though, did that agency find any fault with what happened, what played out?
Our statement is based upon the SBI report, as well as the other things that I've mentioned.
Will you release that?
No, we won't release the report. We'll give the family access to the report, but we will not release the report in its entirety. That's not our policy.
When and how will the family get access to the SBI report?
I believe we have already given it to Mr. Charnes. We'll release it to Mr. Charnes, who is the attorney for the family, this afternoon.
So, as far as you concerned, your office is done with this Huerta case?
Well, as far as criminal charges are concerned, yeah.
As far as any other charges?
Well, we don't deal with anything other than criminal charges. So.
A lot of people ask, what took this so long? I mean, it's like 2-3 months now. Why not?
Well, the wheels of justice turn slowly sometimes, and we had to wait to get the medical examiner's report and the other pertinent information before we made a statement, and we made a decision in this case.
Have you talked with the family yet?
We've talked to the family on several occasions.
What have they said?
Excuse me?
What have they commented anything about what your findings today?
Well, you'll have to ask them about that.
Were there any surprises in the SBI report?
I can't say there were any surprises. We were, I can say it was very informative. Well, thank you all for giving me this opportunity, and good afternoon.
Can you tell me why you decided not to release the SBI report?
Well, it's just not our policy. We'll let the attorney for the family review it and do whatever he wants to with it, but it's just not our policy to release the entire report verbatim. Excuse me?
You know when you're going to hand it over to us?
We're going to give it to him this afternoon, I believe.
This afternoon?
When you say findings in the report were quote-unquote interesting, what do you mean by that?
Excuse me?
When you say findings were quote-unquote interesting, what do you mean by that?
I mean that they were interesting.
Can you elaborate on interesting?
No, I think that's self-explanatory.
On a separate note, would you mind commenting on Michael Brady? He pled guilty to shooting the trooper.
Well, no, that was a negotiated plea, and we think it was in the wishes of the officer who was injured, we reached an agreement to enter that plea. Of course, he still has to face federal charges in that matter.
When will he be sentenced?
He was scheduled to be sentenced. When was that, Roger? Do you remember? I don't know when he's going to be sentenced, but it'll be sentenced in the federal. Oh, in our case, probably this week, but in the federal case, it's probably to be a while. Any other questions?
Is there anything in any of these reports, and you read a bunch, I'm sure, about where that gun may have come from?
We have no idea. Okay. Thank you very much. Sure. Right. Cut off my retirement check. That's very simple. Exactly. That's my favorite countless job without him. I think he's going to be running for district attorney. Well, I have to look at it.